And then finally, we played. This game was renowned for like being like one of the top tier Xbox games for the longest time. Eventually, got ported over to Switch. So this is why we chose Cuphead. And Cuphead is a run and gun style game. It plays kind of like Contra, is the best way I could describe it. If you need an example, this game is at like just to another level of outstanding. You know, on so many fronts.
Absolutely. Yeah, I played it on the Switch first. And I really, really, really enjoy it on the Switch. Not only being portable, like I could just play it anywhere, but yeah, I really enjoy even the story, the characters, the art, the music, everything about Cuphead I really, really enjoy. Minus dying all the time. That gets old real quick.
Cuphead is extremely difficult.
Extremely.
In my opinion.
We didn't beat one level.
No.
We didn't beat anything.
How long would you say we played for? Like maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that?
Maybe half an hour.
We tried a boss fight first that we played maybe 10 times. Couldn't beat the boss.
Nope.
We went through a level probably like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Couldn't beat the level.
Yeah. We're also impatient and we're just like, nope. Once you die so many times, you can only like have so much motivation to keep playing.
Jenny, it only gets worse the older you get.
Yeah. Oh.
I just have like, you know, at some point after I die like 10 times, like
no more.
There's something else I can do with my time that's better suited for
make
this.
it stop.
Absolutely. But despite that, I mean, first of all, the art this is one of the best looking, like, you know, it takes like 1920s or 1930s like art and installs it into a game.
Animation style. Yeah, I really appreciate that from like an animation standpoint. From what I heard, they really went an old route to animating that game.
It's all hand-drawn art, which is extremely time-consuming.
So great.
And very expensive to do.
It is. Very expensive, but I can really appreciate that. I enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean, it shows throughout the whole game. The art is outstanding. The story, I haven't gotten that far into the game to really appreciate the story.
Yeah, neither have I.
Have you beaten it?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Nope. But the characters, I mean, you get like what King of Dice is like their king or whatever.
That's like the bad guy.
Yeah, and that's what you get from the beginning.
Just too much for my blood, but
yeah,
definitely enjoyed it. Despite the struggle, the controls are super tight. This is why the game is good. Honestly, let's be real. If the controls are so on point that every time that you die, even though the game is hard as shit, you know that you messed up. It is not the game's fault. It is your fault.
You just suck. Get good.
And
really?
my reflexes are getting worse as I get older. Like, I can't. There was points where you were like ducking and doing things, and I was like, God damn it! Like, I wouldn't even be able to. I know that I wouldn't be able to react as fast as you reacted. And I'm only 36. Like, this is only going to get worse.
It needs fast reaction. You need to be on it. Oh, my God.
So I was appreciating your gameplay that entire time.
Thank you.
Jenny did better than me in Streets of Rage 2. She had 5 lives the entire time.
Yo.
I had, like, 2 or 3, like, for most of the game. I was, like, just dying over and over again.
That was hard. But Cuphead, I mean, everyone's going to die. So bad.
It was a disaster.
It was.
We were so close to beating that boss the one time.
We were.
And I revived you, then you revived me, and then we both died like at the same second, like shortly after that.
Yeah, but on the Xbox, I must admit, it was a lot easier on the Xbox than the Switch.
Really?
For me, yeah.
Because of the controller?
I think with the controller. For sure. I don't know if... I used the Joy-Cons when playing on the Switch. But I don't know if that was the case, but with the Xbox, I definitely felt like I had a better grip on it.
I'm with you on the Joy-Con thing. I think if you used a Pro controller, it probably would have been more on par with the Xbox. But the Joy-Cons, I avoid as much as possible. They're just too small.
Yeah.
I can't deal with them. I need a Pro controller
Yeah,
on the
I'm
Switch.
probably like ruining my Joy-Cons too playing Cuphead on the Switch.
Have you had Joy-Con drift?
Not yet.
Oh.
It's going to happen probably with
it's
Cuphead.
Gonna happen.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just asking for it playing Cuphead.
I have 3 sets of Joy-Con. 2 of them had drift. One of them I got repaired. The second one needs to get repaired. The third one is the newest one, and that one's still okay.
Oh, what a shame. But you never get that with Xbox, right?
No, you can get
Joy-Con
with Joy-Con drift or Joy-Con controller drift is true with Xbox and PlayStation. Xbox seems like I work in a game store, so in case you guys didn't know that, and the Xbox controllers have the least amount of problems. PlayStation is in the middle.
You're right.
And the Joy-Cons are like
horrendous.
Every day there's new Joy-Cons
Somebody's
broken
like,
in my
why
store.
is it doing this? Yup.
It's very real.
Yeah.
Nintendo needs to fix that shit permanently, not just send it out and we'll repair it, and then when they break again, send them out again and we'll repair them again.
I wonder what it is that's causing that so bad.
I'm sure they know, but they must have done some sort of financial calculation where it's not worth permanently fixing and just they had to have done the math on that, where it was like, we'll just temporarily fix all these instead of permanently change the Joy-Con and fix them.
Making it easy.
That's what should happen.
Freaking Nintendo.
I love them so much. They take so much money from me, and I disagree with them so often. Like their online service.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So now that you got to spend a day with the Xbox today, how do you feel about the Xbox? Because earlier today you said, in the beginning of this podcast, you said you were like completely against the Xbox. It's whack. You don't like it. Nah.
I feel like it is honestly very similar to the PlayStation. I didn't really notice, hey, I'm playing on a different system than usual. I'm playing any of those games. I don't know if it's because the games we got, but it wasn't too difficult. Definitely getting the switch from like circle, X, square to like B, Y. That was different. And then every time, even when we're playing like Shantae, they're like, press B, and I'm like, where? And on Gears 2, you're like, oh, go pick that up with this. And I'm like, wait. And the triggers are different, but I don't know. I think the control would be really hard for me to adjust to over time.
I feel like Gears, I should have been more thoughtful about your situation when I wasn't. I was like, oh, just do this and this.
Yeah, he's like, just press this. And I'm like,
oh, why can't you do that? Like go send Jack to go get that. Or Dave. Was Dave his original name?
Oh, maybe it was Dave. You called him Jack again.
Well, Jack is eventually the robot that you get to take with you, but I think Dave is
the first one, I think.
Going back to the David problem. David Cage, David Crane, David the robot.
All Davids aren't the same.
They're all the same.
Freaking Davids.
So you're I'm not going to say that you tell me, how do you feel about the Xbox today? If you compared it to, if you had a choice to get an Xbox, a PlayStation, or a Switch, is this still like the third string?
I don't know if I would pick up an Xbox. After playing all these games, I still don't feel like I'm going to go buy an Xbox. Let's go. I don't know. I mean, you can get still all those games on the Xbox on the PlayStation, right?
Many of them.
Except Gears.
Not Gears.
Yeah, and I would like to touch on Gears again. So I would definitely get an Xbox just though for Gears, if anything.
So what you're saying is basically their marquee title, like their
I would get an Xbox for the exclusives. That's it. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. But it wouldn't be like my default console, Xbox for life. I'm still going to be PlayStation for life after this. Yeah, the quality, I think I could get that same love from a PlayStation.
I can see that this generation. During the 360 generation, I don't care what you guys say, 360 was the console to have during that generation, despite having to buy like 5 Xbox 360s to get through it. Mm-hmm. The 360 was definitely my console of choice back then. I still stand by it today.
Wow.
Xbox One got its ass beat by PlayStation, rightfully so. However, over the past few years, they've done nothing but make correct moves. They've invested, highly into things like Game Pass. Their marquee titles like Gears 5 is like a standout title for sure. Mm-hmm. Ori and the Blind Forest, which is now on Switch,
right,
is outstanding. I mean, it was absolutely worth all the money they put into investing getting that on the console. They have the sequel exclusively on their console still,
right,
which I'm sure will come to Switch in the future.
Cool.
But that's another game you should check out.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate you giving time to the Xbox.
Yeah.
And the reason the Xbox matters to me is mostly because of its backwards compatibility. Because if I want to go play old games, there is no better way to play old games right now than on an Xbox.
And you have it all on there.
Yeah. Tons of games on there.
You're ready.
No doubt. Mm-hmm. So hopefully you guys are getting a little bit more interested on Xbox from this. That's the point, is to try to open up your minds. This was a PlayStation exclusive gamer who's now at least willing to check it out for Gears.
Got a taste, and I must say I might go back. I might have to go back.
This is what I want you guys to enjoy. Like, look, be an agnostic gamer. Don't pick sides. They're all good. I love all of them for different reasons. Xbox has its moments. PlayStation clearly has its moments. Mm-hmm. And Nintendo is Nintendo. It will always be Nintendo.
Right.
At the end of the day. That's a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
They're comfortable.
They're always comfortable, and that's part of the problem.
They always will be. Nintendo.
All right, guys. So next up on our next show, we're going to be covering Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. And we have a theme to this, too, actually, which I forgot to mention. What's the theme?
Ooh, revisiting iconic sports games.
Yes. We're going to be diving into sports games from the days past. Now, the Tony Hawk 1 and 2, we are playing the remake on PS4. Mm-hmm. So it is a new version of old games. But then we have some classics. Yes. What classics do we have?
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Oh my god. This is going to be a first for me. Very big first. I'm excited for that.
An iconic NES game.
Yeah. Then we got Wii Sports. Yes. Can't
go
wrong.
Say what you will about the Wii.
Say what you will.
This was probably... I'm going to say it. This is the most important game on the Wii.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone had Wii Sports, right?
Yeah, it was a pack-in title for the longest time.
Exactly. You couldn't have had a Wii without Wii Sports. All right, and we'll also be playing NBA Jam Tournament Edition.
This we will be playing on the Sega Genesis. This also came out in arcades. It came out in the Super Nintendo, obviously, but we will be playing the Sega Genesis version. Mm-hmm. And it is still probably my favorite basketball game to this day. Mm-hmm. So there's a whole list of like arcade style sports games which Tony Hawk is under. The arcade style sports games always appeal to me more because they're not realistic. Right. They put fun over realism.
Yes, I enjoy that.
That's what makes me love sports games.
Right. If you're gonna play, you could just go play a sport then. I hate to say that. I mean, typical sport game thing to say.
I have played modern day Maddens. I have played modern day FIFA games and things like that, and I appreciate them for what they are.
Yeah.
But they're just, to me, they're just not as fun as arcade games. Even racing games, like when you talked about like Blur the other week.
Yes, Blur.
I feel the same way about Burnout. Burnout is like spectacular, and I really don't care about racing games. Mm-hmm. But I love Burnout.
Oh yeah, see, there's gonna be that little thing that's gonna be like, it's different.
So hopefully we'll both enjoy these games. We're gonna check them out next episode for you guys. I hope you guys check that out.
Yes, should be exciting.
If you guys have questions about those games or anything else, you can write into us over at nerdenthusiastgaming@gmail.com. You guys should follow us on a whole bunch of things. Jenny, what should they follow us on?
Facebook, Twitter, and the Gram.
The Gram, ladies and gentlemen.
Gram.
It's at nerdenthusiast on all those things.
Yes.
You can follow me personally. I'm at from NJ to CA over on Twitter. That's the number 2. And then I just want to thank Jenny for being on the podcast with us again, coming up with all these ideas for these shows. Yes. Thank you so much for the show, Jenny.
You're welcome. This is so fun every time.
We hope you guys enjoy this. Leave us some feedback. Let us know in the comment section what you think. Like, subscribe, share, all those amazing things. And then next time you will see us again over on Nerd Enthusiast. We're out.
Bye.